This place is an absolute disaster. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on another one in our shop organization series. If you watched the last one, I believe it was on work styles, Tasmanian Devil and Bugs Bunny. And well, the Tasmanian Devil has definitely been here in the shop. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to share, and some things that can encourage you when things get out of control, how you can quickly rein it back. But we're also going to analyze a little bit of why things end up this way. I'm Mike, and you're watching My Car Shop. Things have been just crazy around here, as I mentioned, over the last month. I've not even filmed a whole lot, just a few episodes here and there. That's why I keep a big window. I've had struggles with daily drivers, all kinds of stuff that I just, quite frankly, didn't take time to film for you guys. And some of it just was not, like flushing a cooling system. I understand that's basic auto 101, but I just needed to get it done. So there's been a lot of things left behind here, all the way back from when Chris and Ray were here working. They didn't leave a big mess. But basically, since then, I've just been flogging one job after another, and that's a Taz style. Part of that's just practicality. Between jobs with my work, when I'm out on service calls, I have some car problem. I fly home, pull in the shop, fix it real quick, and back out on the road again. Everything just gets dropped. And you think, well, when you get home, you can take care of that, but there's always something else to do. And then something else happens, and I have to fly in the shop, take care of that job, and back out on the road again, and everything gets dropped. And that's part of Taz, but it's just also a part of practical reality of life. Today, I have to get this reined back in because we need to start working towards moving on to our fabrication projects. There's just a lot of stuff that needs to be done. So as a result, I'm going to walk you around here and just kind of talk about a little bit of things and show you my big pigsty that I've got right now. And then we're going to go back through and touch on those key points on how to get things picked up and put away quickly and get back in organization. And there's some other really cool information I'll be sharing later in the video, some stuff that we haven't talked about yet that might help you even better and even further. As we've said around here before, if you're going to start with you just got to do that. Just if you would just do that, no condemnation here, no judgment. Real life, all right, real life. I'm not the only one that gets this way. I think a large percentage of people end up in situations like this, and clomping in here with boots and spurs and jumping all over somebody, being judgmental and telling them what they should be doing is not what we're about. No judgment here, just acceptance and some encouraging words to help us kind of rein our lives back together again, take a deep breath and move forward for the next steps. There's still some debris back here from changing a muffler on the 47 Ford. I don't even know if I shared an episode on that. We had a muffler that ended up with a mouse nest in it, and it rotted out inside, so we had to change that. Things down here aren't too bad. The back room, we still haven't gotten cabinets up. Even my tool organization bin is a mess right now because I've had to dig through it so many times finding stuff. This bench, absolute train wreck. Floor, absolute train wreck. Even tools that were on the shelf somehow ended up on the floor. Tasmanian Devil at work. This was tools from the other day when I was doing the cooling system work on the truck and the battery chargers out because something got left on overnight. My vacuum from bleeding brakes, broken lug nut from scoops when we had to change a lug nut on that. I don't think I shared any of that with you. Not a lug nut, the lug stud broke off. I was doing brake bleeds on scoops, so there's stuff out here. I blew a brake line on scoops, so I had to fix that. That was one of those flog jobs, so I've got brake equipment out. I was working on trying to figure out how I'm going to hook up the hoist in the back room right after Chris was here. That was on the bench. It got set aside real quick so I could work on fixing. I actually had to fix some of it's on episodes maybe. I think I had 4 brake lines, 2 brake hoses, and some other stuff. It's just been one brake failure after another. Got all that behind me now. I got tools dragged out over here. Ray left things in good shape other than some shavings, which I told him don't worry about. But I've been digging in my spinny drawer. The mill has become a place to just set stuff lately. I got stuff that I brought home that people were getting rid of. These really nice floor mats for the shop. There's 3 of those here that need to be actually squirreled away. This piece of aluminum. There's a heater over there for the house that's going to go either upstairs or down in the crawl space. So my point is, it's just been one thing after another with no catching your breath. Tasmanian Devil, definitely, but also just practical life. If you had to go between jobs, for example, if you were on the road like I am a lot, and you were between jobs and something happened and you had to fly home real quick, grab the tools, fix it, get back on the road again because you had someplace else to be, things are going to get left. And you'd think, well, when you got home, you could just pick that up. Yeah, you'd think so. That's not the way my life is. I'm telling you right now, things are stupid busy and there's a lot going on. And I haven't even been out here except for absolute necessities. So today, again, I need to just bring my stress level down about 4 notches and just have some fun here and get things put back together. You're spending the day with me. Just like a Tasmanian devil creates a mess, a Tasmanian devil can clean the mess. So we're going to go back to the basics of starting with the trash. We're going to whiz around the shop real quick and deal with the bulk of the trash. I mean, we even got corn stuff that blew in here from when they were harvesting the field around us. So we got to deal with all the trash, and then we'll get on to the next thing after that. Okay, we're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for forward motion, right? So I went around and in 3 minutes threw away about 5 or 6 big fistfuls of just simple trash that had gotten knocked off of tables or not put away, or maybe greasy rags, because I never throw those away right away. I was leaving them set on the floor to let them dry out before spontaneous combustion could happen in a trash can, stuff like that. So now I'm going to go through and do the first layer of the simple stuff. I'm going to go around and just like tools that are right where they belong, just need to be put away, jack stands, things like that, and get those things pushed back. Give me room in here so I'm not tripping over stuff. So again, 3 minutes and I'll be right back. 3 minutes. Again, going through and just squirreling stuff away. Some things I'm going to be working with, I just set aside, putting things back in the areas where they go. Just stuff like that, getting it out of the way. I still have this bench full of crap to deal with here. We got to deal with the mill. We got to deal with our workbench. But my point now is literally it's taken me as long to do the videos to you as it's taken me to make this much progress in that much time here. I actually have a workable space now. If I needed to pull a car all the way in here to work on, I can do it. If I was to get a phone call right now and call me away, even though I've only been out here for about probably 40 minutes at the most, it's made a huge improvement. Now, I don't like the flat surfaces being full of crap, and we're going to deal with that. We're going to deal with this next. But the point is, taking it the first layer of the simple stuff by looking at what can I do to get the floor space opened up. So I've got floor dry here from way back when I fixed the transmission leak on the 47 Ford, which I don't think I did an episode on that either. That's just the way things have been. Flog, get the next thing done. Flog, get the next thing done. So I'm going to sweep up a little bit and get some of this stuff reined back, and I'll be right back. Another 3 minutes. I was just sweeping up the floor dry here, putting it in a cardboard box for future use, and I was hearing some of you say, what are you keeping the old floor dry for? You're sponsored by Super Clean, and they provide all of this floor dry that you need. I don't care if I'm given 100 cases of Super Clean floor dry a year. I'm a frugal person. I will use things and not throw them out until they're no longer usable. To do anything different to me is just waste. Maybe it's not my money that's being wasted, but it's still a waste of money. And I don't like to see money get wasted in any way, shape, or form. It's not being cheap. I promise you that. It's not being cheap. Being cheap is a poverty mindset, and I certainly don't have that. A wealth mindset says utilize what you have to its full potential. That's how wealth is built. And so even with something simple like floor dry, that doesn't even cost me anything. Just because it's given to me doesn't mean I'm not going to be a wise steward with it and use it to its full potential. Huge difference already. So that's the second layer of the simple stuff. Now the third layer of the simple stuff, I'm going to start with the simplest area of the simple stuff. Here in the mill area, what needs to happen with these things? Where do they need to go? Got a box of stuff here that came out of Wanda. I don't have a clue what to do with. That's a problem for me we're going to address at another day, where I end up cleaning out a car, putting everything in a box, and then I don't know what to do with it. And now part of that is because not everything has a place, but we'll get to that in another episode. So right now, again, layer 3 of the simple stuff says start picking flat surfaces and just dealing with the stuff there that needs to be dealt with. That vacuum is going to go either back up to my woodworking shop or upstairs. I've got a small one. I've got a couple small ones I need to come up with. I know there's one at my office. I want just a simple little vac that I can set on the shelf over here for sucking up chips and stuff like that. This is a nice vac for the shop in general, but it's a little bit big for my purposes. So that's going to go away. I just noticed we've got some Super Clean and a hacksaw here. That's not where those belong. So we'll put that here for the next layer as we deal with this bench. My tape measure's here. There's a piece from the 47 when we put the front seats in, an old block of wood I was temporarily using. That can go away. So this area here is not bad. I got some stuff back here I'll deal with real quick. There's not much there to deal with, but a couple of things. I'm missing a tool. That's from back when I was working on my Hemi truck, taking fuel lines off, trying to diagnose the problem. One of my tools is missing. It's probably there. Anyway, that's one of the problems with, I mean, literally, I've been working on like 10 cars. And so it's been pretty crazy. But, no, empty bottle. How'd that end up there? I don't know. That's metal. That can go in my scrap metal thing. So again, this was a little longer than 3 minutes, probably 10. And it was mostly because I kept getting distracted. But just again, proving that little bite by little bite. So I think the next thing that will make me feel the best is to deal with this bench-ish here and get that put away so this space is all cleaned up. The lathe is not too bad, but there's some stuff there I definitely need to put away. Here's the thing, is you just don't worry about minute details and walk around the shop looking at every minute space to make sure you find all the trash. As you're going about the next layer in the simple stuff, you find more trash. You just deal with it as you're going. It's all about layers, right? It's like peeling an onion, one layer at a time, one layer at a time. Always motion, always motion. Don't get caught up in the details yet. Right now, it's about the 30,000 foot view. There we go. So other than one bottle of Super Clean, a couple little bits of trash here, that's all cleaned up. Now, let me explain a couple things. I did not in detail put every single thing away. I took things to its place. Pretty much that's, and in the drawer over there, that stuff I did put away. I need to work on the toolbox area anyway. So it's simple enough to go here now that I put the tools that were here, they're here, and go and put those away. The tools that go in the back corner are on the bench back there. I haven't touched that bench over there, but anything that went over there in that area, which isn't much except for battery operated pneumatic tools, I put back in those general vicinities. So I notice I'm still missing that tool. I'm gonna have to go look out in my other truck. It might still be out there. That truck is still in process, but anyway, no big deal. It's here. I'm not worried about it. I know I didn't lose it. It just didn't get put back on the rail, which is unusual for me. With these fuel injection clip tools that I have, those kind of things I always at least put back on where they go. So that's a little bit of a puzzle. That's not like me to not do that, but I was pretty busy that day, so I might have got distracted. All right, anyway, the next step now I think is the welding bench, because I couldn't weld over there if my life depended on it. The more layers I dug through here, the more I realized just how much I've actually accomplished, because we had our generator project up on the house that after Chris went home, before Becky got home that weekend, I went up and quickly threw together some real nice barn doors to put on that, and it was flying. I had a huge pile of hinges and hardware here from that, and I had to hurry up and get that done before she got home and still get in the house and get supper ready from before when she got home. So that's just the way it's been for like 6 weeks now as I actually think about it. Got that area cleaned up over there from working on Wanda. That was a nightmare. Cooling leaks, and the cooling system in that had turned into total sludge. But thank God for Super Clean, white vinegar, radiator flush. We got it cleaned out, and the system is perfectly clear and clean, and the antifreeze is clear again now. So note to the wise, don't use Super Clean in your cooling system unless you know how to kill the suds. We'll talk about that at another day. But it worked really, really well. I do not recommend it. I'm saying what I did. I'm not saying what I recommend. Leave that as a mystery. Anyway, so that truck no longer leaks, and the cooling system is crystal clear in it now. We've done a lot today. The point of today's video is staging, okay? We're peeling away the layers of dealing with the trash, dealing with the simple stuff, that kind of stuff today. Just getting things reined back. I see more trash over there that I missed. That's okay. Peeling away the onions, because each time we peel away another layer, we might see some residue from the previous layer we need to dress real quick. But the point that I wanted to get to today was staging things in the location they go. The quickest way to get an area cleaned up is to get everything out of it that doesn't belong there and get it staged to go back where it belongs, or get it staged in the area. So we'll walk around here real quick. We'll talk about that. So all of these tools are staged to go back where they belong. Most of them go back there. There's a bunch of tools staged back there. There's other crap I got to deal with back there, but we haven't gotten to that today. Most of these tools are back except for all the ones I have in the house. This area is pretty good. Whoops. Found some trash that I missed. See, there you go. Talk about just finding another layer in something when you're working. That's actually a brand new filter. Yeah, so there's little bits and things that you can, deal with as you go. Saw blade can go in our little thing to be put away when we get to unloading our container. But this area is in good shape now. It's all the welding stuff except for the sledgehammer that I started to fix and ran out of time and had to get onto something else because a phone call came. So we'll get that done and get that hammer handle back in. See a few things on the welder there that I missed. We'll get those. But this area is for the most part cleaned up. I got a few things there I got to throw in the scrap metal. Our lathe area is decent except for our peg leg. I'm not sure why that's there. There's a few things there to deal with, but for the most part, I didn't touch the lathe area today. Oh yeah, I see there's one Allen wrench missing. I think that's in here somewhere. The mill area is pretty good. A couple things there to deal with I forgot about, but again, layers on an onion. Battery to go in the house to our battery charging station that we built since we just remodeled our laundry room in the house. Yep, that's another project I've been working on in my spare time. Our laundry utility room is all done. This area over in here is not too bad. We definitely need to dump the trash. A lot of stuff staged here. I hate when this tray gets full of stuff, but this got full of other crap I got to deal with. This will be a project on its own. 10 minutes, we'll get all that straightened out. Not going to be today. Tools and jacks and stuff kind of back in their area. These camera mounts, I need to get hung up in the shop. That may happen this weekend depending on what else Becky has in mind for me to do. So we've made good progress overall. The shop is usable. We can weld, we can wrench, we can access our tools again. The machine shop is kind of back in shape. So yes, there's a few more things to do. I want to get that vacuum switched out, stuff like that. But point is here, staging things where they go makes it easy now to come here. These are staged and I can go and get all those tools put away in a matter of just a couple minutes. The container over here basically is a staging spot so that we can take those tools and in a matter of 10 minutes, take this container back there, put it all away. Whatever doesn't belong there goes over there, get it all put away, and that's done. So as far as the bigger picture here in the shop, we need to dump the trash. I'll get Becky to help me with that. That's going to be a two-person job because they're full to overflowing. So as far as our staging goes, there's nothing really here except a little cleanup to do. No big deal, a few tools to put away. Our mill area is in good shape. Still forgot to do that stuff back there. This is fine for now. Got to dump the trash, as I mentioned. I'll get Becky to help with that. But staging-wise, these tools are all staged to be put away in the toolbox here. The container, those normally would be in there. I hate this when this drawer gets full of crap because it's hard to get at the drawers underneath. But today I just like stage it, get it out of the way, stage it. Let's get the big picture done here. So we'll come back on a day when, like after lunch, on a lunch break, I'll come out here and spend 10 minutes and get that dealt with. Got the walls pushed back, more trash to deal with, but this stuff is back kind of where it belongs for now. We'll have to be doing things different because we're going to be digging out the forsyth soon to get working on that. Yeah, stitches is fine. Our welding area is cleaned up now. Oops, I missed a couple things on the welder itself. No big deal, but we can use this area. I don't know if I mentioned the hammer. I started on that project and got interrupted and never got back to it. Everything is staged here now to be put away. I can take this container in about 10 minutes and get everything put back where it belongs, pick the container up, run around with it. There's a bunch of stuff on that bench I need to deal with, but again, that's a 10-minute project. Those are not the projects for today. But we've made huge progress. We got our mats put down in place now. Those look good. This mat's in place now. So the more layering, the better on your feet as far as I'm concerned. We got our doorway opened up here to get in there. Oh yeah, there's a few, some big block stuff and some other Mopar stuff in the trailer hitch I got to deal with there. But here's where we're at. If you don't get overwhelmed by the big picture, If you focus on bites, if you look at what can I do to clean this area up now and stage the stuff that's here in the area where it belongs so that when I get to that area, I can focus on that, and whatever doesn't belong there gets staged back in another area. And if it's an area I've already done that I've pretty much got completed, then in that case, I'm not going to stage in that spot, but I'm going to put those things away. You can break these things down into little bites and get a lot done. We've been out here for about 2 hours today, and that's it to make this much progress. Yeah, there's a lot more to deal with. We had a guy come into the channel a while ago now. I try not to call out ashtrays, but this one was an ashtray. I don't remember what the video was, but he was railing on me about the shop being such an S-hole and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I thought maybe the guy's having a bad day. Maybe he struggles with the same thing and he's taking it out on me. I don't know. So I suggested, hey, yeah, it's something I struggle with. That's why I'm doing a shop cleaning and organization series, and I gave him a link. The response that I got, he was an ashtray. 100% self-righteous, better than the rest of the world, ashtray as far as I'm concerned. And yes, I'm being completely judgmental. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. When you come back at me the second time, we're done. The gloves come off. He's gone. I don't put up with that crap. And not only for me, I'm not going to put up with that for me. I don't deserve to be treated that way. But the second token is I know that probably 60 to 70% of people struggle with the same things that I do, which is why I do this and I try to be transparent. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. You're worth more than being treated like that. Don't treat yourself like that. Don't let anybody else treat you like that. And please don't treat anybody else like that either. You know what? There's enough garbage in the world. There's enough negativity. There's enough things to be stressed about. The condition of a shop shouldn't be one. This is about fun. And I'm trying my best to be transparent with you and share what I find is working as I'm learning this stuff myself. I feel a big difference out here. And if you've been around the channel for 5 years, you know this is a big improvement. We've got more cars in here than we had 5 years ago. We only had 2 cars in here. Now we have 3 or 4 most of the time. We're accomplishing tremendous amounts more work, but the shop is actually much more usable and functional now the way it is. So think about your space. Think about the staging stuff that you can do that will get things at least put back into the areas. My paint area back there, this is normally a paint area in here when I only have 1 car. That paint bench back there is an absolute train wreck. I know that. I don't care because I'm not trying to work back there. I go back there, get what I need, I bring it out here. If we get this opened up again and partition the shop to do a full car paint job, like when we do stitches, we will get that back under control. But right now, the main areas are the machine shop is my top priority. My welding bench is my second priority. And the tool bench back in that back corner is a priority, but not top. It's number 3, etc., etc. So prioritize what matters. Learn to follow the bites, deal with the trash, deal with several stages of simple stuff, and you can make tremendous progress in a short amount of time. The machine shop area with the 2 lathes and the mill is a dream come true for me. It's my favorite part of the shop by far. I appreciate you guys joining me on this crazy journey of my life and what we do here in my car shop. I appreciate it. Drop your thoughts and your comments. What works for you? Remember, I approach things more as a Taz. We will spend more time talking about bugs. That was our last episode. How bugs would handle things like this, how they would do things differently, etc. But face it, when life gets crazy, when life gets busy, when life gets just stupid, it all goes out the window so we can get the job done and get on to what we have to be done. When we have deadlines and commitments and we only have certain amounts of time to work on things, we got to do what we got to do. And it does not matter what your work or clean style is. All right, that'll do it. We will catch you on the next one. Oh yeah, this is important. Don't forget.
Ow, that hurt.